welcome to the Unloved Garage. I'm Mike, this is the garage, and if you don't know what we do here, let me show you. Good morning and welcome back to what the hell are we doing here at 4:30 for R5 in the morning, what time it is now. It's now 2:35 AM and we're back. And the cooling system pressurized and milkshake went absolutely everywhere. Okay, so welcome to episode 1. Let's get into this. Question is, where do we start? Let's show you this one first. So this particular one has been heavily modified, as you can probably tell. These are usually a lot taller and it's been chopped. It's had a full chassis replacement on it and it's got this big V8 engine with a really nice supercharger in it. So from what we've been told, this car has been together before. What we don't know is how it goes together, because we didn't have it together, and we don't know how well it goes together, or what we're missing. So, we're going to start by putting it together, going through all the pieces that we've got, and making it complete. And then we're going to get it running, but then we're going to do the opposite, and take it all back apart, paint the entire car, then put it back together for the final time. So now begins the guesswork and the difficult pieces, because we've never built this car. We've got a bunch of reference pictures to go from and a sort of general idea, but we've never done it. Right, so this is progressing a little bit, but it's gone a little bit further than we thought. This could have been quite simple and just painted, put back together, and that be that. We want to go a little bit further and just make sure this thing was right before we did it. So there's a couple of things that we've had to do to get to this point before we can actually put paint on it, which delays the timeline a little bit, but we're doing all right on this thing anyway. So the fuel cap was slightly off for whatever reason. I don't think the car's ever been that complete for anyone to notice. But it used to sit over there, and obviously when you stand behind the car, that's a long way out. So with little bits and pieces done to make sure that this thing looks right, we might as well start bagging it for paint. So we'll come back to the pop in a minute. Now, this is another job that we've done. This Mitsubishi Evo X came in with a leaky fuel tank and a leaky fuel filler neck, and as you'll see in a moment, it was not in good condition at all. There's a lot of rust on it. I can see why it was leaking. So its owner brought it in, supplied a new tank, supplied a new filler neck. So we did the job, we fitted it, put it back together, and made it all work like it should. And it's a damn good looking car.
Handbrake cables, one sec. No, and it's a pipe up front as well. There you go. One sec. Hold on, other one.
Dead to the dead?
Yeah, no, where is it? I'm assuming.
Now, back to the pop. So this is it, this is where it begins. We've got a massive empty space that I'm standing in. The car's over there at the moment because in a minute we're going to get the spray booth out of the box. Now, just depending on how this goes will depend on how my happiness is with the booth itself, but it should be all right. It's the first time we've done one like this. It's the first time we've even had it out of the box. You're going to see us do everything with it, and let's see how it goes. It's quite a compressed little package, so even if we manage to get this thing out of the box, not entirely sure how we're going to get back in, but we'll cross those bridges as we come to them. So it's up, as you saw. As it turns out, it's brilliant and it's huge. If I take you indoors, one big spray booth. There we go, so this is it. The car's in. We're just starting to bag it up. Loads of space for bits and pieces to go behind it, which is what we're going to do panel wise. It's a little bit more noisy at this end, but we're in, there we go. So we're going to start prepping up, moving to paint. Once we made a start on the paint, it started going on perfectly fine. After that, we ran into problems with the reactions, with panels not being happy with the new paint being applied to it. No matter what tricks we tried, we couldn't get it. So the decision was made to reseal the car in a complete primer so that we had a completely fresh base to go from. This was the first base coat going on. Then after that, once we got stuck into it with base coat and lacquer, which is essentially clear coat, the actual paint came out really, really well, straight out of the gun. It needed flattening and polishing, which is what this is about. That's always necessary to get the best result. It just puts all the paint to one level, and as you can see from this, before it's quite glossy, you sand it down to that finish and then you machine polish it back up with the cutting compound. Now we'll come back to see the finished product on that in a moment, but let's move on and take a look at this Civic. All right, so this one, if you've seen our Instagram and Facebook, you probably recognize it because it's been on there. Long story short, we owned it about a year or two ago, and it's coming for MOT this year. It's failed, and we've ended up owning it again. The intention was to sell it because we haven't got the time to fix it at the moment, but that's not going to happen either. So it's now getting stripped for parts. We've sold the gearbox out of it, which is going into another car, which I'll show you in a minute. So take it apart. So this is way beyond economical repair, and for what the car would be worth, it wouldn't actually be worth doing. All right, so this is the one in the gearbox is going in. So this is automatic at the moment, so it's getting swapped over, and then manual, because all that's out of there now. So we take out the automatic gearbox from this car and replace it with a manual. Give it back to its owner, and he seems pretty happy with it. What do you think? The Mitsubishi FTO. This is one of our current restoration projects for a customer. This is an intensive job. Now, for anyone that's already seen this channel before, you will have already seen this car, and there is more videos in detail on it if you wish to go watch them. This is a complete rebuild. There is a lot gone wrong with this car because it's been sat for some time off the road, and it's a Japanese car ultimately, they rust no matter what. This is where we're at. Now once again, for anybody that's followed our channel before, you will have seen my R33 Skyline that has been completely built over the last 2 years. From a rolling shell, repainted in Nissan's Bayside Blue, had a full engine build for it, which unfortunately seems to be the weakest link because it didn't last very long. A few weeks ago the engine went wrong while driving it, just casually, and unfortunately it did the crankshaft like they commonly do. So it was stripped apart, rebuilt, and put back together. So another car that's been on the channel heavily this year is the Lexus IS200. This was a complete turbo conversion that we did. We also put it through its paces with an MOT, fixed all the little issues along the way, and then sent it on with a transporter to where it's living. Lexus is gone. On to the next one.
Frost in your crotch. Oh,
No.
God. Dickhead.
Why can't you get your hand in?
Mine's too big.
Alright.
Tony's struggling to get his hand in.
No, it's not that.
That's what I've heard.
I'm just trying to turn it.
You turn it once it's in.
I don't want to cross with it.
Hey?
Okay.
Fucking pervert.
Oh, put me under pressure, you cunt. Say hi to the audience, James. Ooh. It's getting close.
Stop.
Oh. Oh.
How fucking good am I? You bastard.
Oh, what a wanker! Right.
Oh, that was mid.
Oh, it all went in me fucking.
I am filming you, bro. Get a photo in a sec. That's sick.
Fucking brunt of it.
I thought Tony had farted.
No, it's a mixture of fucking egg and
piss. I'll tell you if I did. We just got 12 milks, can't find it.
this one in my hand.
Oh yeah, that one there. Use that one.
That might be why you can't find it, mate. What you want to say?
Action.
Oh, anybody wants to say before we go any further?
Go down the good list, please, you impress yourself.
That's my line.
Go on, go on.
I'm going to have to cut this video because I'm being rang by the engineers who do Skyline's crank.
Yeah, same way.